Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Pitch Talk.
We are fans of football dropping vlogs, blogs, videos and podcasts on the beautiful game.
Check out our videos on YouTube and Instagram's IGTV,
including special feature segments, vlogs such as
5 Minutes with the G,
The Straight Shooting View,
Coaching with JBK,
audio on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Podomatic, Spotify,
Mixcloud
and other podcast platforms.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution on Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook
and our official website www.pitch-talk.com.
The pitch is where we eat,
the pitch is where we sleep,
and the pitch is where we talk.
I can see you now. I can see you now and then. I can see you now.
Welcome to
Coaching with JBK. Welcome. It's yours truly, JBK, with a dissection. Probably a dissection and a coaching vlog around the FA Women's Cup final from Sunday the 5th of December 2021, where I was a fan but also a coach at the time, watching Arsenal play Chelsea. Now, we already know the result. Chelsea won the game, but I'm going to dissect it in a sense of I'm going to speak about what Arsenal could have done a little bit better, but also try and make sure that we don't throw them under the bus. So let's go. Let's hop to it. So the first half we played in possession. We had the ball from kickoff. It was ironic that in training we were working on how to play out from the back, but also with the pressure being half pressure, not full pressure. So it already told me that we were going to play with a half block, a mid block, nothing where we're going to press Chelsea to go and force them into places that they don't want to be, but more let's just keep them in their half, and if they get through, then we can cram the space in between the midfield. I don't think we really did that quite well, if I'm honest. Moving forward, I think if we are pressing high, then we may have caused Chelsea a few more problems. But whatever the philosophy is behind the club, and also the way that Jonas Eneval wants to play, then I will look at that and go, well, that's how he knows his team. Let's go with that. Moving forward, in the first minute and a half, Chelsea had their first chance. Difficult and very difficult to watch, because you're thinking, well, this could be a long day. And it became that, because in the third minute, they literally scored. Fran Kirby with the first goal after a mistake that led to her just having a 1v1 with Zinsberger. And to me, I don't think we really needed to put Zinsberger in that position. So that's the first goal. We rubbish it away. We don't think about it. Time and time again, we're playing passes. We're playing out from the back, and then Sam Kerr has a chance, which I think she should have buried from my standpoint, because of where she was on the pitch. Nobody around her, but she hits the crossbar. Then Zinsberger has to make a save from Fran Kirby as well, which goes just wide, and she really shows her frustration at Arsenal. It is a final. She wants to see the club do well, and I see the passion. I saw the passion the way that she said it. So moving forward, moving into that, we then have more chances coming from this by way of virtue, where we're just making mistakes. We might play it out to the left. We may have people in the right positions just to play the ball from one side to the other. Great, but we're not moving the ball forward. Nobody was coming to receive, in my opinion. And possibly if we had maybe one or two coming to receive in those pockets, then we might have been able to open up the spaces either side of the Chelsea midfield. Yes, they were playing possibly a midfield 4 against our 3, but that also meant that we could also play a midfield, I'd say 5, by dropping 2 of our wingers into position. it gives us the chance just to drop in and then play the ball into wide areas. A lot of the time we were looking for the ball over the top, which wasn't really, I think it was on, but I can understand why it's been played, because it's been very successful in recent matches, and in one of those matches Arsenal beat Chelsea 3-2. So I got the understanding from that. A few fouls had come in as well in terms of where the ball was going, and yeah, there were a few yellow cards that were sketchy, but definitely deserved in the sense of how it ended up with the amount of cards that were given. But on top of that, you know that there's something good about this game, because it's Arsenal-Chelsea. It's a London derby. It's no longer going back to Manchester with Manchester City after their dominance of it for the best part of 3 years. But now it's a case of who's actually going to take this trophy home. And it felt like a really good London derby that you really want to be. You want to be there, and you really want to put in a lot of effort. 40,000 people were there, by the way. 40,000. So well done to everybody that managed to get out, watch the game, and get home safely as well. Lovely. Going on. I don't think we really created too many chances. We had a free kick in the first half. That didn't really amount to anything. We had a couple of corners that I remember where we just broke in from the right hand side, maybe through the left, the Chelsea right, I believe, Arsenal's left, and we were getting a little bit more joy. Beth Mead had to change sides, so did Katie McCabe, but it wasn't really working. Nothing was really coming off. There was a lot of, well, we'll do something, but we're not sure quite what we're going to do. And that's what it really boiled down to, is where was the plan? That was the issue. We'll play it out from the back between the two central defenders in Jen Beattie, Lotte Wobbemoy and Manuela Zinsberger. We'll do that, but again, that's all we were doing. We're just playing back, forth, left to right, maybe get it forward, then it comes back. Chelsea didn't really have to press because the ball was only going to go over the top back to one of their players. I'd say they had an easy day, and it will read that Chelsea had more possession. They didn't. They just had to wait patiently for their opportunities, especially getting the goal in the 3rd minute. They didn't have to go out and chase. Moving on from that, you go to the second half and you're thinking, okay, well, it's only 1-0. We've had a few breaks and we can probably get back into the game. And then Chelsea go and score. So, with about 10 minutes into the second half, Chelsea basically had a ball over the top, played into space. Basically, Lotte Wobbemoy was in control of it, but for some reason, Sam Kerr found the speed to get onto the ball, managed to cut in, and at the near post of Manuela Zinsberger in front of the Chelsea fans, she's gone and scored the second goal, and that's when you knew game, set, and match. That's when you knew. There wasn't anything that Arsenal could do, and there wasn't anything that it looked like they were going to do going forward. It just seemed like anything that we were going to be handed would have been handed by a Chelsea mistake rather than an Arsenal good piece of play. Now, Jonas Eidevall has come out and said that there was a game plan. There was a chance to try and work on that game plan within the final. Whatever that was, it's a final. Sometimes game plans go out the window, you change it up. During the game, I did spot that he was putting up sort of like a tactics or a coloured tactics board, so it might have been blue. I think it was blue, red and green. And that did change things a little bit in terms of how Arsenal set up. And I get where it probably comes from in terms of you know what? That's a nice little niche that a coach has for his players. But nothing seemed to be working because regardless of whether you're holding up a board, we're not pressing. We're not pressing. Nobody's actually going, I want the ball. And if anybody is wanting the ball, it's only between the back three, essentially. Yes, I get that there was a back four, but most people don't include a goalkeeper. Technically, that's an extra defender. Nothing was really picking up. So we're just kind of moving the ball along. Great, wonderful. And then with about 20 minutes to go, possibly a little bit later in the game, there's another ball that goes through our midfield, over the top, into Sam Kerr. And she's basically gone and made us look silly with a chip over the keeper, just inside the area. And it's just dipped in. And that is the third goal. Game, set, match. It's over. It's done. Even if Arsenal tried to get back into the game with 20 minutes, whatever the case may be, with the second goal, there wasn't anything that showed that we were going to get back into the game, and it showed. It really did show. People are lording over the wing backs that Chelsea have and stuff like that. Aaron Cuthbert had a very good game, got into a lot of good tackles, but I think this is just the way that Chelsea played, and the way that Arsenal just didn't really try, in my opinion. It just felt like Arsenal weren't really trying. Now, again, you can have all the game plans you want. Sometimes it is just, as a final, you don't want to lose. You want to go out there, forget the fact that you're the top team or whatever. You've got a game plan, and you know that always works. Throw it out the window, take a risk, go for it. Get in behind, try and put some pressure on the opposition. Let them know that forget your game plan. We're going to play ours. Maybe even for the first 10 minutes. Forget 5 for the first 10 minutes. We're just going to put pressure on you. We'll get some shots off. We'll get people running in behind. We'll probably create a couple of 2v1s in wide areas. We'll probably get a bit of press going on. And we'll know that if, depending on how everybody feels, we'll push, we'll fight, and we'll go for it. Yes, this game was played halfway through the season. So you really want to be worried about players making it to the end of the season, which is difficult. But at the same time, everybody's got games to still play. Champions League was played literally after that. But my issue is it's a final. It's a final. You put everything you can into that final, and then whatever happens after that, you deal with. Even if you just want to survive to the end of the year, just go for it. It's a final. Yes, you don't want any injuries that could potentially keep you out of the Euros, much less finish your season. Yes, you don't want that happening, and I get that, and I totally get that. But this wasn't a game of youngsters against olders. This is a chance to make history. And if you look back on the ones that some of the vlogs that I've done over the year, or over the past few months, especially even the past few weeks, since the final has been mentioned about who's going to it, Arsenal, Chelsea, I basically said it straight away. This is about the TV era. This is a completely different time, and whoever wins this, leads the next generation of fans, sponsors, probably even the poster team of the WSL, possibly for another 5 years. the team that everybody wants to go to, the team that everybody wants to support, the team that everybody wants to go and see, the team that's going to be in the Champions League final because they're getting twice the money that everybody else is getting. As much as people don't want to recognise that as the truth, that is the truth. All of this. And that's why I was thinking Arsenal's got to go for it. They have to. And they didn't. They didn't. So let's see what happens in the future. Let's see what happens. The next final is in May 2022. The tickets are available. Get your tickets soon. The prices could not be better. And that's something that I will definitely be doing. Hopefully by the end of by the end of 2021, buying my ticket for 2022's final. I will look to be there where everybody else is going to be sitting watching the biggest game of the year for the women's game in terms of the WSL, in terms of women's football, the FA Cup final. So that is my roundup and dissection. I do feel there are things that we could have done a little bit more of. However, I'm not going to bury my team too much. And I think if there is a game plan to be had and we get back into the final in May, then I would say that's an all-round good season. That's an all-round good season. But there is one trophy to be had, one that we haven't had since 2018. Well, 2018 or 2019? 2019. So it's been a couple of years. Let's get that trophy back first. The WSL title. Let's go for that. You have been listening to yours truly, JBK. Big up all of these guys that have been doing their thing. Nathan Arsenal, LJA, Liam Angel, and Gavin Henry, the G-Man. I can guarantee you we've got some exciting news with somebody else coming on top and on board. And I can guarantee you will be looking forward to this conversation that we've had and you've had. I can guarantee you that there will be a wonderful season in the WSL, in the Championship, and obviously the FA Cup, as well as the Continental Cup. But get yourself down to one of those games. We've also got the Champions League. Come on, the Women's Champions League. It is nearly at its end. We will see where everybody ends up. And I can guarantee you that's going to be one heck of a ride. One heck of a ride. Guys, yours truly is signing off. JBK is about to go. Coach from JBK is about to sign off. Thanks very much. Catch you next week. Peace.
Join the Pitch Talk revolution.
Check out the official Pitch Talk website.
www.pitch-talk.com